And so you have these other things, this balance. Then what happens is when you get the money, you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm gonna do with the money. I'm going right down to the boys club, and I'm gonna make sure that I get them a new bus and a new whatever, right? And so money really does become kind of the tool that can be used to accelerate a purpose and also enhance these other areas of your life that are so important, right? So I want you to have money, but really I want you to have consciousness of all the things that money can do other than just go buy a new Lamborghini. Because that's just not. I don't. I could probably buy a nice. I could buy what it. I could buy almost every kind of car I want, but I don't care about that stuff. I don't care. I don't. I think the cars are interesting and cool, but I'm like, I know. I went to this Mercedes place and I saw like this Bugatti that was like $250,000, and I was looking at it. I said, wow, what a pretty car. And I was walking up and I was like just kind of looking in the window and I got in the driver's seat and the dealer's like, so you interested? And I'm like, no, you're wasting your time, dude. Don't even talk to me about this car. Because I've got so many other things that I would use $250,000 for that are more meaningful to me than buying this freaking car. I'm like, I'm gonna try. I mean, it's like and my neighbors would probably laugh at me, right? So, but it wouldn't matter. That's not even why. I just wouldn't like why. Why? I like my car. I get no more additional satisfaction from that. But that does over time. I think that requires a certain amount of emotional awareness to be able to even know that about yourself, right? So this is another thing, and this is the advice I would give young people too: is get to know who you are. Like really get to know who you are in the dark when nobody's looking and be okay with that person. Like really get to know that person and what really makes that person tick. What makes that person happy? What makes that person content? And when you get to know that, then what'll happen is you'll spend less energy trying to show off for the world. You'll know exactly. You'll say, "Oh, I know exactly what I'll go home, make me a bowl of ice cream, turn on some Netflix, call up my girlfriend, just whatever, right? Just you'll kind of know these little basic things that'll create happiness instead of falling for the illusion, which is that having a whole bunch of money is the key to everything. And that's the Instagram culture too. The Instagram culture, I think, makes a lot of young people feel really bad about being thorough human beings with substance. Everything is so shallow now. Everything is so superficial. Everything's about what somebody looks like, what somebody's driving, what kind of house they're living in, how much they have in their bank account. And I just think that that is so sad. I feel really sad. I feel really bad for people that are constantly showing you what they have, because really when you constantly keep showing me what you have, you're really showing me what you don't have, right? Does that make sense? Like when you're showing me what you have, like I'm like, oh, there's a reason why you feel like I need to know that you have $500,000 in your bank account. Like there's a reason you need me to know that you drive a certain car, you live in a certain house, or you went on a certain trip, or you know, and that to me speaks to something else that might need to be worked on, and that's really important because I can tell you when you do have money and you have been sort of fulfilled and self-actualized and you feel courageous and you have a purpose. Like purpose is everything. In fact, I feel really bad when people don't have a purpose, because purpose, if you don't have a purpose, it's really hard to even get out of bed in the morning. Like in fact, if you ever want to live and be in a living hell, um, it looks like heaven at first, but it's really hell. Get to the point where you have a lot of money but you have no purpose, or examine people that have a lot of money but they have no purpose. They A lot of times what they'll do is they'll sit around and do things that are pleasure seeking behaviors.